And they're open until 10 p.m., with some staying open till 11 or even midnight. Convenience. Rouse's Markets. Tastes like home.
Kind of embarrassing. I don't think they were shooting for my demographics. But when I were like, I don't know, 15, 16 years old, I don't know if some other family member, an older brother or sister, was watching Dallas, but I got hooked into it. JR, he was so deviant. Loved Larry Hagman in I Dream of Jeannie. He was fantastic in Dallas. Kind of an underrated actor. Good deviant role in JFK as one of the Texas oil men in that movie. JFK. Anyway, embarrassingly, as a child, I watched Dallas. Let's move on. It is a Thursday afternoon. Yeah, you right. Corey Johnson with you. Yeah, I watched a little Dallas. I think Dukes of Hazzard, that dopey show, definitely geared towards my demographic. 16, 17-year-old kid. Oh. Dukes of Hazzard was like written by someone in kindergarten each episode. Dallas, I just like JR. Anyway, 4 o'clock hour coming your way on a Thursday afternoon. Thanks so much for joining us. Glad you're with us on this Thursday. Our Humane May fundraiser going on right now. But it's the tail end, no pun intended, the tail end of our fundraiser, Humane May. The goal is to raise $10,000 this month, in the month of May, for the Humane Society of Louisiana, for dogs and cats and kittens and puppies and goats and horses, animals that need our help, animals that are not being treated humanely, animals that are suffering, animals that are hurting. And in Louisiana, we don't do a good enough job with just natural public entities, part of cities, municipalities, parishes that, you know, the dog pound, the SPCA, whatever. We don't do a good enough job, you know, with those entities that are supposed to handle cats and dogs and kittens and puppies. That's where Jeff Dorson with the Humane Society of Louisiana steps in. We're trying to do our part. You know, every Thursday, like today, we toss a bone to Jeff. 52 weeks a year, 2-3 minutes. Jeff joins us on the program, tells us what he's doing, tells us what's up, tells us what he needs. Got 3 emaciated horses. Have these dogs that were in a trailer. There were 15 of them. You know, these 4 dogs have heartworms, whatever. This dog needs a major surgery. No, Jeff steps up, and he does it all by donations. He does it with a great group of volunteers. He does it by just a paltry salary. So on Thursdays, I toss him a bone for a few minutes to promote what he does, hopefully to get some folks going to the website, humanela.org, and donating. And then for the entire month of May, we try to raise $10,000, about 300 and something bucks a day, $300-400 each and every show that we're doing in the month of May. That's what we have to do every show. So it takes 10, 15, 20 people donating 10, 20, 30 bucks to make it happen. Ideally, we get some folks that donate 50 or 75 or 100. We're trying to raise $10,000 in the month of May. May ends this Wednesday. Memorial Day is Monday, so this extended holiday, big distraction. We are right near the end of our annual fundraiser, our Humane May fundraiser, and we really need your help. humanela.org. Go to that website right now and donate. $5, $10. Use your ATM, debit, credit card. $20, $50, whatever you can afford. It goes to saving animals, treating animals right. humanela.org is the website. You'll see me laying on the sofa under a blanket with like Blue Boy. You click on that, and then you can click on the donate bar and go from there. I think it puts up like $35 just to start. You can donate that. That would be great. If you don't want to do 35, want to do 20 or 10, 5, do that. Change it. Want to do more, 50, 75, 100 or more. We love it. HumaneLA.org. It all ends this Wednesday. Please go donate right now. Now's the time. Beginning of the month, first week or two, I got the rest of the month to do it. We're at the end of the month. We're at that time. HumaneLA.org. The annual LSU Louisiana State Survey is out. I'll fill you in on that. Pretty interesting stuff every year. Like last year, state going in the wrong direction. It was like 66%, 2 out of 3. 2 out of 3. Now it's like it's improved a little, 3 out of 5. It's 61% instead of 66% like last year, but 61%, a vast majority of Louisiana citizens think the state of Louisiana going in the wrong direction. They're right. I'm wondering what the 39% are thinking that don't believe that. 28% confidence in state government. 28%, less than 1 out of 3. Just barely better than 1 out of 4 have confidence in state government. Surprise, there's 1 out of 4. 80% of Louisiana residents say crime has increased. 4 out of 5. Crime has increased. 25% of Louisiana's population say they're a victim of property crime in the last year. Property crime in the last year could be house, car, work, something that was stolen, broken. 25% victims of property crime in the last year. 15% attacked or threatened with violence in the last year. Top 5 most important issues. Crime, number 1 at 19%. Economy, 15%. Education, 10%. Infrastructure, 9%. Healthcare, 5%. Those were your top 5. With crime, economy, education, infrastructure leading the way. Healthcare. Some others like taxes, state budget, abortion, housing, environmental issues, guns, public assistance, insurance, criminal justice, law enforcement. The annual Louisiana State Survey done by LSU released today. I'll fill you in on more of that. Pretty interesting stuff. Hey, more netting around the Plaza Tower. 1001 Howard Building, Plaza Tower, right there on Howard and Loyola. Joe Yeager, the present owner, says there are 3 potential buyers of the building. He's vetting them now. Hopefully, you got 3 potential buyers. It seems like you can bang out a deal, like a deal is imminent. You Mandeville folks, I'm always talking about Trey Yen, yummy Chinese, not Chinese food, Chinese cuisine. The new Woodhouse Day Spa in Mandeville, across from Mandeville City Hall. Trey Yen is a landmark. Maybe the new Woodhouse will be one day. That Sia's Cow sign in front of their Mandeville store, grocery po' boy shop, it was stolen and also found by the lakefront in Mandeville. The store owners are cool with it. No damage. They're like, no big deal. It's happened before. It's on a big trailer. They deflate the tires. They chain it up. It just sits there. Some kids apparently cut the chain, inflated the tires, and dragged it off, tied it to a car, hooked it up to a car, hitched, drove it off. Anyway, the sheriff's kind of like the owners of Sia's on the North Shore. No big deal, but also stressing next time won't be so cool about it. Like, don't get ideas to do it again. Corey Johnson with you on a Thursday afternoon. You know, getting her something nice like diamond stud earrings or a diamond tennis bracelet, diamond necklace, always a good call. That once-in-a-lifetime purchase, the engagement ring, wedding band, so important. Friend and Company Fine Jewelers, New Orleanians that know, especially when it comes to engagement rings, wedding bands, diamond jewelry, Friend and Company Fine Jewelers, real diamonds, natural diamonds, Friend and Company Fine Jewelers on Maple Street, in between Broadway and Carrollton, Friend and Company Fine Jewelers.
Our Humane May fundraiser is going on right now. In the month of May, we're trying to raise $10,000 for the Humane Society of Louisiana. Donate right now at humanela.org.
Did you know Rouse's sells only Angus beef? Angus beef's natural marbling means more succulence and flavor. Whether you choose Rouse's USDA Prime, Choice, or Select, it'll be only Angus beef when you get it at Rouse's. Tastes like home.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Fausto's Italian Bistro on Vets has daily lunch specials Monday through Friday, and their entire lunch menu is available too. Open 11 a.m. through 2:30 p.m. For the finest in Sicilian and Italian cuisine, Fausto's Italian Bistro on Vets.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations, New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa, woodhousespas.com.
Ooh, Leidenheimer, that's what I said. Ooh, Leidenheimer, that's French for bread. Leidenheimer.
5 generations, family-owned and operated, Leidenheimer French bread.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes, a magazine as unique as you.
Which Metro New Orleans area restaurant made CNN's top 50 in America and ThrillList.com's top 25 and has served presidents at the White House for over 40 years? Trey Yen in Mandeville.
River City's total maintenance keeps you cool, New Orleans. NOLAAC.com is your cool spot.
Being a part of people's lives, from an engagement ring to a wedding band. Before you know it, the wedding day is here and groom and bride are exchanging gifts on that day. And not too long after that, there's baby gifts to have. And I just enjoy being part of other people's family, saying, Mr. Friend did my engagement ring and he did my mom and dad's engagement ring. My name is Ken Friend of Friend and Company Fine Jewelers. You've got a friend in the jewelry business.
From the owners of Katie's in Mid-City and Bienvenue in Harahan, an old school deli with over a dozen specialty sandwiches. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview between Canal Boulevard and West End. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward.
for more than 125 years. Port NOLA has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com. Yeah, you, right. Crescent City and beyond, the sounds of New Orleans. Corey Johnson back at you on a Thursday afternoon. Thanks so much for joining us. Humane May fundraiser going on right now, winding down right now. Memorial Day holiday, Wednesday, the last day in May. It's already Thursday of this week. I mean, today's show, tomorrow's show, extended holiday weekend, Tuesday and Wednesday. That's it. Just a few more days, a few more shows, trying to raise $10,000 for cats and dogs, for kittens and puppies. Step up and help. Go to humanela.org and donate $10, $15, $20. Do it right now. ATM card, debit card, credit card. Takes just a few minutes, and you will be saving animals. One year we raised $10,000. Jeff bought 400 crates and whatever other extras were necessary to send 400 dogs on a plane to another city that had a no-kill shelter where folks were jonesing to adopt animals. A shortage of animals. Saved 400 dogs' lives. Literally saved 400 dogs' lives. One Humane May fundraiser. 400 dogs. That's pretty good. Plus 400 families adopting these dogs. Hopefully, 400 great experiences for everybody. Hopefully. HumaneLA.org. That's just one example, 1 year of what the $10,000 does that we try to raise for the Humane Society of Louisiana. HumaneLA.org. Go there now and donate. Nice day outside. Not in the 90s, in the 80s, lower than normal humidity. It's nice. I'm telling you this dining outside like after 7:30 is insanely viable. It's not Corey's trying to talk about some restaurant or get people to eat outside. I don't care if you eat outside or not. I just like dining outside when the weather's nice. And I was walking Tolly last night at like 7:30, and it's the same thing every night at 7:30 for about the last month. It's not anywhere near like the daytime temperatures. There's a breeze blowing usually. The sun's setting, the wind picks up a little, and it's not a hot or humid breeze. We're not there yet with the summer, and it's nice. And you could eat outside. So no, I'm just saying we're not quite there summer-wise. Soon it's going to be. Soon you go walk the dog at 7:38 and you're sweating. That's coming. That's coming. 12-year-old Javier Adrian Fajardo, a 71-year-old Michael Mansour of Kenner, drove his ice cream truck into Adrian Fajardo's house where little Javier was playing video games and got crushed and killed. What a crazy story. Speeding, obviously reckless operation, arrested. We'll see what happens. The LSU women's basketball team, they might be in Washington, D.C. by now. I don't know when they left Baton Rouge. I don't know if it was a chartered flight nonstop BR to D.C., if they're going somewhere else. They got on a commercial flight. I'm assuming it's a chartered flight. Too many in the entourage. Had to be a chartered flight. The LSU women's basketball team heading to D.C. today, maybe in D.C. already, Tomorrow, they visit the president and first lady at the White House. Tonight, Miami leads Boston 3-1. 3-1. The 8-seed Heat. 7:30 TNT at Boston. The Eastern Conference Finals, game 5. Miami can close it out tonight after going up 3-0. Boston staying alive the other night. Or Boston can extend the series and cut it to 3-2. The Heat at Boston, 7:30. Denver's just waiting. I think the NBA Finals, if I'm not mistaken, start. Damn. Is it a week from today? Is it next Thursday? No matter what, NBA Finals start. That's the start date. Now Denver just chilling out, getting healthier, getting ready. Their first NBA Finals. I think they were in an ABA Finals, like your New Orleans Pelicans were. I think the first year of the ABA, 67. The Pelicans went 7 games against the Pittsburgh Pipers, maybe. Was it the Pipers? And lost that ABA championship 7-game series. But we're runner-ups, took it to 7. Anyway. Corey Johnson with you on a Thursday afternoon. Worthless information. Worthless. Twitter had some interesting stuff today, I guess because of Tina Turner's passing, 83 years old. Tina Turner passing away, the queen of rock and roll. They were talking about, I guess it morphed from Tina's from Nutbush, Tennessee. And then, wow, there's so many great musicians from Tennessee. Yeah, Elvis Presley. And it kept going from there. And then it was, what about Mississippi? What about, and then this state and that state and this state and that state. I barely got into it when I posted something about Louisiana. And just the musicians I could come up with basically off the top of my head, knowing I'm missing a bunch. So then I post that and I start scrolling down, and then someone posted something about it was either Tennessee or maybe one of the first replies was like New Jersey and Bruce Springsteen and Bon Jovi and Frank Sinatra, New Jersey stuff or something. And then someone replied back like New Jersey, question mark, exclamation point, question mark. How about Mississippi? And then just rattled off a bunch of Mississippi. And then someone did the same thing. New Jersey. How about New Orleans? New Orleans, and misspelling it, I think, on purpose, beats the state of New Jersey by itself. And then I posted the New Orleans folks, the New Orleans musicians, which, arguably you could say New Orleans trumps any other state. It got pretty ridiculous. A lot of the statewide acts are New Orleans acts. Mahalia Jackson, Fats Domino, Louis Armstrong, Alan Tucson, Irma Thomas, Louis Prima, Jelly Roll Morton, Lil Wayne, Dr. John, Pete Fountain, Professor Longhair, Al Hurt, Ellis Marcellus, Ernie Cato, Buddy Bolden, Terrence Blanchard, Aaron Neville, Harry Connick Jr., and then you throw in the statewide, the Jerry Lee Lewis, the Buddy Guy, that type of stuff. But yeah, New Orleans by itself, New Orleans is about 85% of the Louisiana musicians. And no offense, Tennessee or Mississippi. Mississippi is per capita pretty damn strong. They've got like 3+ million folks in that state, and they've got a list of musicians that they can go head to head with any state in the country, pretty much including Louisiana. But I would say New Orleans edges out Mississippi, and New Orleans with the little lagniappe of the rest of the state edges out Mississippi. But Mississippi's damn strong. I think Mississippi has more of a right, more of a connection, can hook their wagon to music, especially historically. Let's not kid ourselves. Historically, and the significance, what they've produced, they can hook their wagon to it much more so than like, it's not even close. I'm embarrassed to say like in Austin, Texas, which so willfully, so just wanting to so badly, so willingly hooks their wagon to that. Anyway, I just thought it was an interesting tweet about great states and musicians and Tennessee, New Jersey. Finally, when I saw Mississippi, I was like, all right, we're getting somewhere. And then Louisiana, and then New Orleans by itself. And they were talking about states. That's when you're like, yeah, you're right. You stick the chest out. You're like, yeah, New Orleans. That's why so many people all around the world, when you say you're from New Orleans, it raises an eyebrow more than the dude who says he's from Detroit. Boy, today you could have knocked out that painting project, Helm Paint and Decorating, 7 locations, or pick your colors online and they deliver it to you. Free 2-hour delivery anywhere in Metro New Orleans, East Bank, West Bank, North Shore. Helm Paint and Decorating. When you got to paint in Metro New Orleans, Benjamin Moore, Helm Paint and Decorating. For Leidenheimer Baking Company, producing the perfect French bread is more than a vocation. It's a sacred mission. And for 5 generations, they've used the same time-honored process, baking their signature loaf with its crisp crust and delicate center, unique and still good to the last crumb. From the finest French Quarter restaurants to your local po' boy shop, for over 125 years, New Orleans' own Leidenheimer.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Interlocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Interlocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Interlocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
At Home Paint and Decorating, our paints are in it for the long haul. In fact, our top Benjamin Moore exterior paints come with a lifetime warranty. Not 25 years, not 50 years, we mean forever. You heard right. At Helm Paint, our top exterior paints have a lifetime warranty against chipping, peeling, and flaking. They also are mildew resistant. Imagine painting your home one time and being done with it. Visit any one of our locations today and make that once-in-a-lifetime purchase. Paint that has a lifetime warranty. Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore. Let us steer you in the right direction.
There's a Middle Eastern restaurant that's less than 5 minutes from where Causeway and River Road meet, Lebanon's Cafe. Convenient to Old Metairie and Old Jefferson. Carrollton at Jeanette on the streetcar line, Lebanon's Cafe.
For us, it's really relationships. And if you care about the relationship, you're going to do the right thing for the customer all the time. When we're in design process of a custom-made piece, I have a test that says, if I wouldn't give this to my wife, I think we should pass and start over. If it's not perfect, it's going back to the shop. We're going to start all the way over. My name is Ken Friend of Friend & Company Fine Jewelers. You've got a friend in the jewelry business.
The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, it's open now. We fix cars and trucks. We do all makes and models. And it doesn't have to be a Ford or a Lincoln. It could be whatever you're driving. 32,000 square feet under roof, now open at 3101 Williams Boulevard. It's all about you, the customer, getting the most for your dollar. I would say the most perfect collision center anywhere. The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, 3101 Williams Boulevard. Go check it out.
In New Orleans, we don't eat to live. We live to eat.
More is better.
Scott Craig of Katie's.
That is our slogan. More is better at Katie's. It means more of everything. Not just more food, more smiles, more friendship, more love, more. When you do something, you have to do it right. You know, it's all about more, and it's all more of the good things.
Get more at Katie's Restaurant in Mid-City.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com.
Our Humane May fundraiser is going on right now. In the month of May, we're trying to raise $10,000 for the Humane Society of Louisiana. Donate right now at humanela.org.
You heard the man. Donate right now at humanela.org. Our Humane May fundraiser is going on right now. But what that commercial really should have said is it's winding down right now. Wednesday is the final day. It's Thursday, the week before. Not only are we about to hit a weekend, it's an extended Memorial Day weekend. Monday, folks are going to be distracted. Not too many show days left to promote it. Not too many days left in the calendar, coupled with the weekend and the Memorial Day Monday distraction. No, we're at the end of our annual fundraiser. Humane May, trying to raise $10,000 for the Humane Society of Louisiana. So it's time to really step up right now. Go to humanela.org and donate $5, $10, $100, whatever you can do, so we can hit this $10,000 goal. And Jeff Dorson and the crew at the Humane Society of Louisiana can do what they do. And that's saving animals, doing the hard work, the heavy lifting, saving animals. Jeff Dorson joins us. He's on the neutral ground, taking a break for a second before he jumps back into it.
Love being on your show. Love how you just kind of call it out as it is. And I appreciate the fact that you're not afraid to talk about your love and concern and compassion for animals. A lot of men don't seem to go there very often, and that's a real shame, because we need everybody on the same page, caring a little bit, being charitable, going out of their way. You know, they need us out there. It's pretty rough. Farm animals, livestock, companion animals, you know, you name it, and they could use a little bit of help, especially wildlife. People think that's all handled. It's not. Very few resources, very few centers devoted to their rehabilitation. And so we really are way behind the curve again on all those things having to do with animals. And it's a real sad for somebody like me and you who care a lot. We want to see some improvements, and we can only do that with your donations. And come join us as a volunteer.
How did all this start for you, Jeff? What was it, like 35 years ago? You heard there were some problems in Louisiana. Take us back. I mean, what were you doing in Indiana? Were you helping out animals in Indiana? You heard Louisiana, things are really bad. Let's go down there for a week or two. You never left. Tell us the story.
Yeah, it actually goes back further. 1985, I'm teaching tennis part-time at a little country club. I'm just minding my own business, having fun. I thought that's what the whole idea of life was. I had no idea that there was anything else besides how big of the piece of the pie can I get. I thought that was the whole goal in life. I went to a public library and I saw a little brochure on the side with a raccoon on the ground. I picked it up. I don't know what even led me to that. The raccoon was stuck in a leg hold trap. One of the cruelest devices we've ever come up with, and they're still allowed in all 50 states. Still breaks my heart. That's where a poor animal steps on it, on the plate, and the jaws close and usually breaks the leg or holds it until it dies of starvation or thirst, or the trapper comes and kills it. And that changed my life. I went home that night and I thought, well, what's my relationship to animals, part A, and part B is, what am I willing to do if they're suffering? Now, I was a typical guy minding my own business. I thought having fun was the end all. And those questions changed my life. Because if the answer is, I want to do something to help, well, then I can't keep doing the lifestyle I'm used to. I've got to get in there. I've got to get involved. So I taught myself how to lobby. I was in Minnesota. I didn't know what I was doing, but I knew that I had a new purpose. So I trained myself to be a citizen lobbyist. And from there, I passed a law. I couldn't believe I could do it on my own. And so then I heard that there was a need in Louisiana. I simply packed my bags and drove here, and that was 35 years ago. Crazy as it sounds, but that's how it happened.
Wow. You gave up the country club life and the women in the tennis world.
Few and far, but yes, I had a lovely, easy time in life. Go hit some tennis balls, chum around with some guys, have a few beers. I thought that was it. I thought that's what I thought that was my only option. And then it wasn't. And that actually doesn't appeal to me anymore.
And then that coupled with Louisiana's problem, it's been 35 plus years down here, Humane Society of Louisiana.
Yeah, I started this group. By the way, anybody can start a Humane Society. The name's not trademarked, so there's actually thousands of them, and everybody's confused, thinking somehow if you give to the national group, there's a trickle down. I promise you there's no trickle down. Everybody keeps their own money, especially the national groups. So I started this little tiny group by putting out coin banks at different stores because I know I needed cash. I didn't know anybody, but I knew I wanted to help. I told my mom those were my corporate accounts. I didn't tell her they were just silly coin banks. But I told her, Mom, I got to do my route. I got to meet my business associates to empty out my corporate accounts. I don't know what she thought. But poor thing. I'm glad she didn't quite know what I was doing. She was back in Minnesota. I'm down here trying desperately to get something going. Still am. And I could use your help. I really could. I want more people to get involved at the grassroots level. That's where we still are. We don't have a big bureaucracy, a big staff. We just have a bunch of people who care and are trying to be strategic with our time and resources to make the most difference in the shortest amount of time. That's the best way I can tell you what our mission statement is.
Yeah, most folks are volunteers. You're working statewide with all kind of agencies, and you need money. Like, give us the latest example. Let's say someone went to, I know you're always updating that Facebook page, Humane Society of Louisiana on Facebook. Give us the latest and greatest example of what's been going on.
Well, there's some strange things. People think wildlife, somehow you call the state agency and they handle it. Here's a funny one. A mama duck and her ducklings are in somebody's backyard swimming pool and they don't know what to do. Now, it sounds pretty innocuous and harmless, but here's the problem. The baby ducks follow the mom in the water, but they can't get out. They can't fly, and the water level isn't level with the cement.
Right.
So they will actually drown after exhaustion. So we come out with my little team, and we scoop everybody up and take them to a park. Now, that sounds like a tiny little thing, but it's rewarding. We just saved the life of 5 ducklings.
Now, how do you catch the mom? That had to be hard.
Oh, yeah, we rounded them all up, and released them together.
No, I'm saying catching the mom had to be difficult.
Well, we have nets. We sort of know what we're doing. We just sort of go at it. You know, it's all, nobody gets harmed. It's all with nets, and everybody's fine.
Nice.
Yeah, so that's number one. Number two is we do hardcore investigations. We had a complaint, dog locked in the parked car 2 weeks ago, Hammond Hospital. Hammond police took their time, sort of get there, do their little report, don't really check on the dog, and the woman shows up long time after the initial call and drives away. And we're furious. There's a law that was passed 5 years ago that allows anybody to break a window if an animal's in distress. The cop didn't know about it, and he dissuaded anybody from breaking the window, even when the dog was panting heavily. He didn't know what the law was. And we're comparing his notes and his body cam with the witnesses' statements, and there's a big discrepancy. One of them isn't telling the truth, and it's not the witnesses. So we're going to present our evidence of this cop not telling the truth to his superiors to see how far that gets.
And then a few months ago, it was the emaciated horses and the donkey, and you fortunately saved most of them, but one you had to put down, and that guy got arrested and charged with a felony, and the animals are nursed back to health. It gets pretty hardcore and pretty extreme going into houses and trailers with folks that get arrested, 20, 30 animals inside. Some are deceased, living in terrible conditions, malnourished.
That's all accurate.
Yeah.
That is absolutely where we are, going in with the police on search warrants or arrest warrants or what have you, and we do the dirty work, and we're okay with that. But you can stay on the sidelines and support us. And I have to commend you on your memory. I don't know how you do that, Corey, but almost everything I've said for 30 years, somehow you remember it, and hats off to you. I can't remember what I had for breakfast, but that, good job, brother.
Yeah, I can't remember what I had for breakfast either.
Well, streets, you always amaze me. You're giving all these directions. I have no idea. I live in the city. I have no idea whatever you're talking about. And you always pinpoint everything with these wonderful, you're a logistics genius. I don't know how you do it. But anyway, that's what we do.
Animals that get hit by cars. It's nursing them back to health. It could be weeks, months, foster care before adopting them out. Most of these dogs you find heartworm problems.
Yep.
And that's expensive and takes a little while to get that fixed. It's endless, Jeff. HumaneLA.org. That's how folks donate, right?
That is how. And you'll see your picture with, who is it, Blue Boy or Tolly? I can't remember who.
Blue Boy's the Basset, Tolly's the Australian Shepherd.
There you go. So your beautiful pictures on our website. Hit that button, make a donation. It goes to Humane May, ends at the end of the month. We're at 7,000 plus. We'd love to hit 10 like we have in the previous 2 or 3 years. We'd love your support right now.
All right. We need another $3,000. HumaneLA.org. HumaneLA.org. Jeff, always a pleasure. Hopefully when we talk next week, we're over the line.
Love it. Back at you, brother. Talk to you in a week.
Yep. HumaneLA.org. Corey Johnson with you till 6.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
At Helm Paint, we go the extra mile with free delivery anywhere in the metro area. In the middle of a job and short on paint? Call us and we'll come to you.
Short on time? Call in your order and pick it up in the drive-thru at our Earhart Boulevard location.
Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore. Let us steer you in the right direction.
It's time to relax. The Woodhouse Day Spa, Metro New Orleans' premier day spa experience, now with 5 area locations. For a day of relaxation or maybe just a quick 1-hour getaway, the Metro area's premier day spa experience is at the Woodhouse Day Spa. And now 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and our newest location in Mandeville. The Woodhouse Day Spa, WoodhouseSpas.com.
Fausto's Italian Bistro on Veterans Boulevard, where the brothers Fausto and Roland are serving some of the city's finest Sicilian and Italian cuisine. From New Orleans' first family of Sicilian and Italian cooking, Fausto's Italian Bistro on Vets.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port NOLA has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day, by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
Ooh, la, la. Leidenheimer, that's what I said. Ola Leidenheimer, that's French for bread. Leidenheimer.
For over 120 years, New Orleans' very own Leidenheimer French bread.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
River Cities Total Maintenance keeps you cool, New Orleans. NOLAAC.com is your cool spot.
Being a part of people's lives, from an engagement ring to a wedding band. Before you know it, the wedding day is here and groom and bride are exchanging gifts on that day. And not too long after that, there's baby gifts to have. And I just enjoy being part of other people's family, saying, Mr. Friend did my engagement ring and he did my mom and dad's engagement ring. My name is Ken Friend of Friend & Company Fine Jewelers. You've got a friend in the jewelry business.
Rouse's Market is hiring. With 65 stores, full or part-time employment, and flexible scheduling, Rouse's has a job for you, or maybe even a career. Apply at any Rouse's store or online at rouses.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this Lamarck Automotive Complex is something called Quick Lane. Tires, wheel alignments, struts, servicing your transmission. We're doing all makes and models. It doesn't have to have been purchased from us. It's for you. It handles your lifestyle with your budget in mind. And we want to get you in and out as quick as possible. Quick Lane, you got to come see it. You're going to love the experience right there at Williams Boulevard in Kenner.
Our Humane May fundraiser is going on right now. In the month of May, we're trying to raise $10,000 for the Humane Society of Louisiana. Donate right now at humanela.org.
The official afternoon talk show of the city of New Orleans. It's Corey Johnson on the Neutral Ground.
You can say anything you please about me, but don't say anything bad about Blue Boy.
Down, Blue Boy. Good buddy. Hey, that's right. I like that. Say anything you want about me. Just don't say anything bad about Blue Boy. Correctamundo. HumaneLA.org. That's what Blue Boy was barking just now. HumaneLA.org. Go to that website right now and donate to our fundraiser. It ends Wednesday at the end of May. The annual LSU Louisiana State Survey released 61%. 3 out of 5 Louisianians. How is it so low? 3 out of 5, the state going in the wrong direction, 61%. It was 66% a year ago. The top 5 most important issues, crime is number 1. 19%. It should be. Economy right behind it at 15%. Education third. Infrastructure fourth. Those are pretty good things, good priority of what's important. Healthcare fifth. Others receiving votes like it's a top 25 poll. Taxes, state budget, abortion, housing, environmental issues, guns, public assistance, insurance, criminal justice, law enforcement. Corey Johnson with you on a Thursday afternoon. 28% of Louisiana residents have confidence in state government. A little better than 1 out of 4 Louisiana residents have confidence in state government. How is that so high? 61% state going in the wrong direction. How is that so low? How is it only 61%? 28% have confidence in state government. How is that so high? 80% say crime has increased. over the last few years, 80%. 25% say they have been a victim of property crime in the last year. 25%, 1 out of 4 Louisiana citizens. 15%, what's that, about 1 out of 7 Louisiana residents attacked or threatened by violence in the last year. Yeah, that's why crime's number one most important issues, the annual LSU Louisiana State Survey. More netting going around the Plaza Tower building, Joe Yeager's building. He says he is vetting 3 potential buyers reportedly. And the quote in the paper was something about, look, it's not all about the best price. It's who can pull it off, that it's viable and it's going to work for the city. And he gets his money. So we'll see. No, anyone is against that. How can anyone be against that? Joe Yeager doesn't have the wherewithal, the time, patience, doesn't want to mess with it, whatever. He's selling it. You want one of these 3 potential buyers. First off, you want that to be real. You want one to emerge that is legit, buys the building, satisfies Yeager, has the wherewithal to borrow, and you see that building moving along, progress, construction jobs, permanent jobs, taxes, building back in commerce, looking like a modern building, not a blighted eyesore from the past. The building's essentially been vacant for almost 20 years. It's essentially been vacant for almost 20 years. I lived a block away. I lived on Rampart. The Plaza Tower falls in a certain direction. It could crush my house, in theory. Well, where my house used to be, it was crushed, and it's now part of the South Market District. But I lived down there pre and post Katrina. And pre-Katrina, the Plaza Tower was maybe 30 or 40% full, rickety elevators, some that were broken, always like a yellow plastic thing around an elevator like this one can't be used today. Mold, mildew, asbestos, problems in the building, state and city offices in the building. I think, it's kind of tough to get a legitimate gauge from this crew, sadly, but I think legitimate ailments from that building for state and city workers. That was pre-Katrina. Katrina just knocked the lights out. No, so for 20 years, that 3rd tallest building in the city, it's like 45 stories. 3rd tallest in height. Sort of stands alone, too. There's nothing to hide it. No, it's a blighted eyesore. Hey, maybe Michael Hecht and I will broach that subject tomorrow when Michael Hecht joins us from Greater New Orleans Inc. on a Fantasy Friday, like he always does. That segment on Friday, always brought to you by Latrim, the global manufacturing giant that is hiring, by the way. New job, new career at Latrim. Go to their website, Latrim, spelled L-A-I-T-R-A-M. Their website is latrim.com. Latrim, spelled L-A-I-T-R-A-M. Their website is latrim.com. They have a full listing of positions available. Dozens and dozens of jobs available. It's not like 2 or 3 job openings. They got you covered in Elmwood under the UEP Long Bridge, East Bankers, West Bankers. They got you covered at their I-12 facility, you North Shore folks. Latrim.com. Corey Johnson with you. What's that, Blue Boy? 2 important things. What's that? First things first. What? 5 o'clock powwow next. Let folks know about that. And what else? Folks need to go to humanela.org and donate to the fundraiser right now during the break. humanela.org. Thank you, Blue.
You're on the neutral ground with Corey Johnson on TV on Cox Channel 4 and Spectrum Channel 333. Also on YouTube, on radio at NOLA Talk 93.9 FM, WSLA New Orleans.
Hi, it's Ken Friend from Friend & Company Fine Jewelers. You've got a friend in the jewelry business. Come see us over on Maple Street in Uptown.
Friend & Company Fine Jewelers, Breitling time, 5 p.m. Rouse's, New Orleans grocery store. Rouse's has the only full-service grocery stores both in the French Quarter on Royal Street and in the CBD on Baronne in the old Sewell Cadillac building. The Rouse's on the river, Tchoupitoulas at Napoleon, is in a century-old warehouse. And uptown on Ferret at the corner of Valence is Rouse's all-new boutique store. With 7 locations in Orleans Parish, Rouse's is New Orleans grocery store. Rouse's Markets. Taste like home.
Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralox, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralox technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralox is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
From the owners of Katie's in Mid-City and Bienvenue in Harahan, an old school deli with over a dozen specialty sandwiches. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview between Canal Boulevard and West End. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria.
The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center. It's open now. We fix cars and trucks. We do all makes and models. And it doesn't have to be a Ford or a Lincoln. It could be whatever you're driving. 32,000 square feet under roof. Now open at 3101 Williams Boulevard. It's all about you, the customer, getting the most for your dollar. I would say the most perfect collision center anywhere. The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, 3101 Williams Boulevard. Go check it out.
Hi, this is Joey Helm. My dad, Bunky Helm, had a vision of a locally family-owned store serving the residential and commercial paint needs of New Orleans. I think Dad would be proud of today's Helm Paint and Decorating, and here's why. We have the best technical staff in the business, providing the best color matching service in Southeast Louisiana. Perfect matching for any color and any brand. And we'll save your colors so you don't have to save those old cans. Helm Paint offers free 2-hour delivery. Our in-store decorators will assist you on deciding what color and type of paint to best showcase your home. But most importantly, as your local independent Benjamin Moore dealer, our products provide the greatest value in the paint industry. Superior coverage, and Benjamin Moore paint simply covers better and lasts longer. New Orleans is a city of vibrant color, and no one else provides the paints of New Orleans like Helm Paint and Decorating. Visit any of our 6 locations or online at helmpaint.com.
Helm Paint, let us do you right. Helm Paint and Supply.
Here's New Orleans native son, Corey Johnson.
New Orleans City Councilman Freddie King joins us.
So I want to first say thanks for having me. And believe it or not, man, I used to listen to your show all the time driving home. So it's an honor to be on.
Freddie, I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. It's an honor to have you on the program. Thanks.
The official afternoon talk show of the city of New Orleans. It's Corey Johnson on the neutral ground, where New Orleans is heard.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Ooh, Leidenheimer, that's what I said. Ooh, Leidenheimer, that's French for bread. Leidenheimer.
The French bread of the city of New Orleans. Good to the last crumb. Leidenheimer French bread.
River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NOLAAC.com, your cool spot. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NOLAAC.com, your cool spot.
being a part of people's lives, from an engagement ring to a wedding band. Before you know it, the wedding day is here, and groom and bride are exchanging gifts on that day. And not too long after that, there's baby gifts to have. And I just enjoy being part of other people's family, saying, Mr. Friend did my engagement ring, and he did my mom and dad's engagement ring. My name is Ken Friend of Friend & Company Fine Jewelers. You've got a friend in the jewelry business.
Wow. Red Fox, one of the funniest human beings in the history of mankind. Very much appreciated and respected and underappreciated, yet very appreciated and very well known and very respected and award winning, but I think could have even had more respect, and I don't think we realized what we had when he was around. So funny. Red Fox, Sanford and Son. Not next. I am Aunt Esther, filling in for Corey Johnson on the neutral ground. That's right, I'm still around. Lamont's going to join us. All right, it is the neutral ground. I am not Aunt Esther. I would say aunt, just like an ant. But some say aunt. And on the show, it was Aunt Esther. I would say aunt like a Yaddy New Orleans. My aunt. I'm pretty sure that's my aunt. Anyway, I know that's my Uncle John. Oh, my God. Corey Johnson back at you, 5 o'clock power hour, the neutral ground. Oh, so fine, 93.9 FM. Thanks for finding us. Oh, so fine, 93.9 FM. Thanks for finding us at CoreyTalks.com, live streaming. Corey spelled K-A-A-R-E. That's right, K-A-A-R-E. Live streaming, CoreyTalks.com. We're on YouTube until 6 o'clock as well. The Neutral Ground, Corey Johnson on YouTube. Click to subscribe to our YouTube channel. It doesn't cost anything. We're on TV till 5:30, 4 to 5:30, 90 minutes of fun on television every weekday afternoon, 4 to 5:30, statewide. New Orleans, Baton Rouge, Lafayette, and beyond. Cox Channel 4 television. That's Your View, Louisiana on Cox. 4 to 5:30 weekdays. If you have charter television, a.k.a. Spectrum, Spectrum Channel 333, 3 cubed, 333, weekday afternoons on Spectrum, 4 to 5:30. Yeah, you right. Thanks so much for joining us again on this Thursday afternoon. Our Humane May fundraiser ends this Wednesday with the Memorial Day weekend, Monday, that distraction. It's ending really quick. It's upon us. Please step up right now and let's hit the goal. HumaneLA.org. That's the website, HumaneLA.org. Please go to the website right now and donate $10, $20, $50, $100. HumaneLA.org. Our fundraiser ends this Wednesday. All we're trying to do is raise $10,000 for the Humane Society of Louisiana so they can do their job saving animals, saving their lives, making sure animals are treated humanely, no suffering. HumaneLA.org. Go to that website right now and donate. Hey, the 5 o'clock powwow this afternoon brought to you by Young's Dry Cleaning. Young's Dry Cleaning. Want to experience the best? Young'sDryCleaning.com. They've got walk-up locations with personal service, old school, the physical locations. They've got free pickup and delivery. That's kind of today's preferred method of dry cleaning. East Bank, West Bank, home or office, free pickup and delivery. And there's Young's Express, their manless locker locations all over the metro area. You dump off your dirty stuff in a safe, secure Young's locker. 2 short days later, pick it all up, perfectly dry cleaned. 83 years of excellence. A New Orleans institution. YoungsDryCleaning.com. YoungsDryCleaning.com. That's a easy choice. Legendary New Orleans business, family-owned and operated, 4th generation. Dale and Don will do you right. YoungsDryCleaning.com. 5 o'clock power hour on this Thursday afternoon, brought to you by Young's Dry Cleaning. The annual LSU Louisiana State Survey was released today. Top 5 most important issues to Louisiana citizens. Crime, top of the list, 19%. Economy, second at 15%. Education, third at 10%. Infrastructure, fourth at 9%. Those are our top 4, and we are not good at any of those top 4. Our biggest citizen concerns, and apparently not our biggest politician concerns. Crime, number 1. We've got a crime problem all over Louisiana. New Orleans, one of the most violent cities. Louisiana, one of the most violent states. Economy, number 2 most important issue. Statewide, one of the worst economies in the country. Citywide, one of the worst economies in the country. Education, Louisiana, from kindergarten through college and universities, nothing to write home about on our best day. Mediocre at best. At best. From kindergarten through flagship LSU in Baton Rouge. Not so good, not so hot when it comes to education. Infrastructure, what do we have? About $15 billion. I'm not making this number up. $15 billion with a B. In backlog projects in Louisiana alone. So Louisiana, just to get to, dog paddling, not even moving forward, just not drowning anymore. Get rid of the cinder block, get rid of the anvil, put on a life vest, and at least dog paddle a head above the water. 12 to 15 billion, 15 billion behind the 8 ball. That's just to get to normal. Then it's another 12, 15, 18 billion in future or dream type projects, like a second Mississippi River Bridge in Baton Rouge, a widening of the existing bridge and the lanes that lead into I-10 coming from the west bank of Baton Rouge to the east bank of Baton Rouge. Should I say Florida Avenue Expressway? So finally, Chalmette, Araby, Violet, St. Bernard residents have a legitimate way in and out of the parish, for crying out loud. An extension of I-510, the Florida Avenue Expressway actually built. There shouldn't be a ferry launch at Chalmette going to the Best Bank. It should be a Mississippi River Bridge at Chalmette. I-510 should continue over the Mississippi River at Chalmette, connect into I-49, future I-49, or a spur of I-49. Florida Avenue Expressway. That's been on maps. That has been proposed. I'm not kidding you. Longer than I've been alive, and I'm 56. A lot of New Orleanians don't even know where Florida Boulevard is. I'll make it easy for a lot of folks what this Florida Avenue Expressway is. Where the Lowe's is on Elysian Fields, in between the I-10 and the I-610. That overpass by the Lowe's goes over the train tracks some train tracks, and also goes over Florida Avenue. That Lowe's sits on the corner of Elysian Fields and Florida Avenue. The Florida Avenue Expressway would essentially start right there. New Orleans would have like a mini spaghetti junction like Atlanta has in the northern part of that metro area, where a bunch of highways come together in one place. Now you'd have the I-10, the I-610, the Florida Avenue Expressway, able to go in all directions. I mean, right now you have the I-10 and 610 right there. They only connect in 2 of the 4 potential ways. You can't go I-10 and, hey, I'm going to get on I-610 and go to Metairie. You can't go I-10 towards Metairie and then go, I'm going to go I-610 to the east. Not unless you get off the interstate and get back on the other interstate. There's no seamless connection. So right now you don't have a seamless connection with I-10 and I-610. Throw in the Florida Avenue Expressway. No, infrastructure, that should be in our top 4, top 5 most important issues on this annual LSU State Survey. Corey Johnson with you. More to come.
Our Humane May fundraiser is going on right now. In the month of May, we're trying to raise $10,000 for the Humane Society of Louisiana. Donate right now at humanela.org.
When USA Today ranked the 10 best must-visit New Orleans restaurants for travelers, Mid-City's own Katie's made the list. USA Today says Scott Craig is chef-owner at Katie's, a much-loved Creole Italian eatery that draws armies of regulars for lunch, brunch, and dinner. A neighborhood spot where locals congregate and New Orleans-style hospitality rules. Indeed it does. Katie's in Mid-City.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations, New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa, woodhousespas.com.
River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NOLAAC.com, your cool spot. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NOLAAC.com, your cool spot.
For over 20 years, serving healthy, fresh, authentic Middle Eastern cuisine, Lebanon's Cafe. In the Carrollton section of Uptown on the streetcar line, Wednesday through Monday, 11 a.m. to 9:30. Lebanon's Cafe.
For us, it's really relationships. And if you care about the relationship, you're going to do the right thing for the customer all the time. When we're in design process of a custom-made piece, I have a test that says, if I wouldn't give this to my wife, I think we should pass and start over. If it's not perfect, it's going back to the shop. We're going to start all the way over. My name is Ken Friend of Friend & Company Fine Jewelers. You've got a friend in the jewelry business.
That's what I said. Leidenheimer, that's French for bread. Leidenheimer.
Since 1896, a true taste of New Orleans, Leidenheimer French bread. The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port NOLA has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day, by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
Rouse's Market is hiring. With 65 stores, full or part-time employment, and flexible scheduling, Rouse's has a job for you, or maybe even a career. Apply at any Rouse's store or online at rouses.com.
Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Fausto's Italian Bistro on Vets has daily lunch specials Monday through Friday, and their entire lunch menu is available too. Open 11 a.m. through 2:30 p.m. For the finest in Sicilian and Italian cuisine, Fausto's Italian Bistro on Vets.
1970 was an exciting time in New Orleans. The first Jazz Fest was held, the city hosted its first Super Bowl, and the first Helm Paint location opened on Earhart Boulevard. While the floppy disks, mood rings, and pet rocks may have come and gone since the 70s, Helm Paint has grown to become your premier source for quality Benjamin Moore products, competitive pricing, and personal service. Please visit one of our locations today and we'll meet our competitors' prices on any identical product. Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore, let us steer you in the right direction.
Helm Paint and Supply.
Yeah, you right. Crescent City and beyond. Corey Johnson back at you on a Thursday afternoon, 5 o'clock power hour. Humane May fundraiser winding down. It ends this Wednesday. Please donate right now. HumaneLA.org is how you do it. That's the website, HumaneLA.org. HumaneLA.org. I was saying yesterday, the thing that makes this story so great with Michael Block, the golfer that came in 15th at the PGA, a major, under absurdly adverse conditions, with the world's best golfers, like 99 of the top 100 were in that field. He beat 85% of them. Came in 15th place. Just a great story. The hole in one, the up and down on 18. Just crazy. What makes the story so great is he is just a PGA pro. And I say just, I'm not demeaning that job. Just he's a country club pro. He gives lessons. He gives you the cart key. He takes your credit card. You know, tells you it's 90-degree, cart path only. Works at a golf pro shop and a country club and teaches golf and plays it as well. And is a really good player. Like a lot of people are good players. He's a really, really good player. Like almost PGA Tour pro type good. But he's not PGA Tour type good. He's not good enough to be on the PGA Tour. That's why he gets these exemptions and has to qualify to play. And it's an incredible story. I'm not diminishing it. But I was saying yesterday, yeah, probably doesn't make the cut this week at the Charles Schwab in Fort Worth. This Hogan tournament probably doesn't make it. You know? Probably doesn't make it. Byron Nelson Classic, whatever you want to call it. And today, he's still on the course, about 14, 15 holes in. He's 5 over. The leader's at 8 under. He's third to last. He's nowhere near the cut line because he's playing like he probably would play on the PGA Tour most of the time. What you saw over the weekend, and this is what makes it incredible. The 1 out of 100, I mean, it's 4 rounds in a row. So it's not just one good round. It's 4 good rounds in a row. Coupled with, it's not a regular tour stop like the Schwab this week in Fort Worth. It's a major. And the PGA went to Oak Hill and the rough was insane. It was US Open, British Open, almost like those types of conditions. So this guy played like the 1 out of 100 weekend, 1 out of 250 weekend, literally, for him. He put it all together for 4 straight rounds. Never had a major screw-up or problem. The opposite. Made some incredible shots. But that's what makes the story great. And it's a catch-22. The greatness of the story is that he isn't a PGA pro. So the catch-22 part is it's a week later, regular PGA Tour event. They gave him a sponsor's exemption, expecting wow, Michael Block is 10th on the leaderboard this week. That would just be insane thinking. Illogical, irrational, low percentage. I'm not saying don't hope for that. I looked at it hoping for that. I looked at the scoreboard. Man, how cool would it be if this dude's 5th or 10th or 20th? And then before I even clicked on it, I was like, dude, he's going to be 10th or 12th from the bottom. There's going to be 10 or 12 players worse than him. They're 2 worse than him out of 150. Because it's it's reality now. And it's golf. The reason he's not on the PGA Tour is because he can't put it together most of the time for 4 rounds in a row. And definitely not week in, week out when he does put it together for 4 rounds in a row. And that's the great part of the story. He puts it together 4 rounds in a row, not at a regular PGA Tour stop. That would be a phenomenal story all on its own. Against a real PGA field, this guy is top 15 and does what he does, the hole in one, all of that. Doing it at a major against the world's best under some insanely tough conditions, no, it takes the story to a higher level because the percentage of him doing this is so low. And he did it. But because of the low percentage that makes the story so great, a week later, reality sets in, and he's 5 over through 15 holes. Started out bogey. No, it's reality. They had some interview where someone asked him, what's the difference between you and Rory? And he answered it just so quickly, and this kind of irritated some folks. Distance. If I hit it as far as Rory, I'd be on the PGA Tour. I'd be one of the world's best. You saw me last week. My iron game, my chipping, my putting is world class. I don't know if his iron game, chipping, putting is world class week in, week out. I would probably say it's not. But sheer driving distance isn't the problem. Rory's one of the longest hitters on the tour. But there are PGA pros like Justin Rose that hit it about the same distance as Block. No, that comment, I guess he's just a little, elevated high from the PGA win. And good for him. Blessings to him and his family. I love the guy. Underdog, I love the story. I'm not trying to taint it, but that's the latest from it. The comment about distance, that's the only difference between me and these PGA pros. It's a lot more than that between the ears, on and on and on. Physical, mental, hand-eye, all kind of stuff. Handling pressure, not handling pressure, the whole 9 yards. That coupled with reality, not 3 off the lead, 3 from the bottom this week in Fort Worth. Corey Johnson with you on a Thursday. Leidenheimer Baking Company with you since 1896, New Orleans. And speaking of New Orleans, still baking that Leidenheimer French bread right here in the city. Served at the city's finest restaurants. That po' boy you're probably enjoying. Leidenheimer French bread. Over 125 years, 5 generations strong. Family owned and operated. Good to the last crumb. Leidenheimer French bread, Leidenheimer Baking Company. Corey Johnson with you on a Thursday afternoon. Yeah, you right. Thanks so much for joining us, New Orleans. If you missed the 4 o'clock hour, you missed a lot. We covered a lot. The annual LSU Louisiana State Survey released. 61% of Louisiana citizens, that's 3 out of 5, the state going in the wrong direction. 28%, a little better than 1 out of 4, have confidence in state government. 80% say crime has increased. 25% say they've been victims of property crime in the last year. 15% say they've been attacked or threatened with violence in the last year. Top 5 most important issues according to this annual LSU Louisiana State Survey. Top 5 most important issues. Crime, number 1. Followed by economy, education, infrastructure, healthcare. Those are the big 5. Hey, TV audience, you folks checking us out on Cox Channel 4, you folks checking us out on Spectrum Channel 333. We'll see you tomorrow. Fantasy Friday edition of the program, 4 to 5:30 weekdays. See you mañana. We seamlessly continue on radio. Oh, so fine, 93.9 FM. Live streaming, CoreyTalks.com. We're on YouTube till 6 o'clock. Live streaming on YouTube. Just go to YouTube, go to the little search bar, put in The Neutral Ground, Corey Johnson, and click to subscribe to our YouTube channel. It doesn't cost anything to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Every day, this program on radio, live streaming, on television, brought to you by the Lamarck Automotive Complex. On the car corner, Williams Boulevard and I-10 in Kennebra, right on the corner, right on the price. Lamarck Ford, the big store for nearly 50 years. Lamarck Lincoln, number 1 Lincoln dealership in the state. Inventory, price, service. Ronnie Lamarck from Araby Park doing you right. Out by the lake in Kenner, and now out by the river in Harahan, Elmwood. That's right, the legendary Ford truck and SUV dealership, now under the Lamarck umbrella. Lamarck Crescent City Ford in Elmwood, Harahan, Jefferson Highway at Horde, right before Hickory. Every day, this program on radio, television, live streaming, YouTube, brought to you by the Lamarck Automotive Complex in Kennebra, and now Lamarck Crescent City Ford on Jefferson Highway. Yeah, Ronnie Lamarck just does not slow down. 70-something, it's the reciprocal. It's not 73, he's 37, just doesn't stop. Energizer Bunny. It's unbelievable. But that's why people are successful, like Ronnie Lamarck. They don't stop. Corey Johnson with you on a Thursday.
Our Humane May fundraiser is going on right now. In the month of May, we're trying to raise $10,000 for the Humane Society of Louisiana. Donate right now at humanela.org.
It's time to relax. The Woodhouse Day Spa, Metro New Orleans' premier day spa experience, now with 5 area locations. For a day of relaxation or maybe just a quick 1-hour getaway, the Metro area's premier day spa experience is at the Woodhouse Day Spa. And now 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and our newest location in Mandeville. The Woodhouse Day Spa, woodhousespas.com.
Fausto's Italian Bistro on Veterans Boulevard, where the brothers Fausto and Roland are serving some of the city's finest Sicilian and Italian cuisine. From New Orleans' first family of Sicilian and Italian cooking, Fausto's Italian Bistro on Vets.
River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NOLAAC.com, your cool spot. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NOLAAC.com, your cool spot.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes, a magazine as unique as you.
When a young man comes in and they walk into our store, and you can see they're a little intimidated. Last week, I saw the young man. I said, "Hey, what can I do to give you a hand?" He said, "Well, I'm here for an engagement ring, but I don't think I'm in the right place." So I got him to my desk, and within an hour, he had purchased an engagement ring, had spent $1,000, and he was treated like he spent a lot more, and I'm sure we have a customer for life. My name is Ken Friend of Friend & Company Fine Jewelers. You've got a friend in the jewelry business.
Which Metro New Orleans area restaurant made CNN's top 50 in America and ThrillList.com's top 25 and has served presidents at the White House for over 40 years? Trey Yen in Mandeville.
Rouse's, New Orleans grocery store. Rouse's has the only full-service grocery stores both in the French Quarter on Royal Street and in the CBD on Baronne in the old Sewell Cadillac building. The Rouse's on the river, Tchoupitoulas at Napoleon, is in a century-old warehouse. And uptown on Ferret at the corner of Valence is Rouse's all-new boutique store. With 7 locations in Orleans Parish, Rouse's is New Orleans grocery store. Rouse's Markets. Taste like home.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
For Leidenheimer Baking Company, producing the perfect French bread is more than a vocation. It's a sacred mission. And for 5 generations, they've used the same time-honored process, baking their signature loaf with its crisp crust and delicate center, unique and still good to the last crumb. From the finest French Quarter restaurants to your local po' boy shop, for over 125 years, New Orleans' own Leidenheimer. Hey, why aren't you at Katie's right now? Aren't you supposed to meet your friends at Katie's in Mid-City? Wind down today, Thursday afternoon. Fade into dinner at Katie's. Big portions, great for sharing. New Orleans specialties. Katie's in Mid-City, literally the heart of Mid-City. In between Canal Street and Bienville, in between Carrollton and Doc Francis Parkway, like that big square, that middle of Mid-City. Corner Iberville at Talamacus. Katie's in Mid-City. Scott Craig's got another restaurant, his New Orleans / St. Louis styled deli. Deli sandwiches at Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview, in between Canal Boulevard and West End. For you old timers, you folks from the olden days, the old Charlie's Deli location, Francesca Deli and Pizzeria, has that expensive, high-end, kick butt, take names pizza oven that Katie's has. They've got that at Francesca. So you're getting some of the best pizza in New Orleans. And then about 15 deli specialty sandwiches to choose from, or build your own deli sandwich. Talking about old school, select the bread you want to use, the meat, the dressing, the cheese, the extras. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria. Check them out online, francescadeli.com. Yeah, and Katie's in Mid-City. A Scott Craig Restaurant Group restaurant. I'm going to have to get a name for Scott Craig and his restaurants, plural. Thursday afternoon edition of the program. Our Humane May fundraiser going on. Still around $3,000 short of our $10,000 goal, but we've only got a few days left. This thing ends Wednesday, end of the month, May 31st, this Wednesday. Memorial Day's Monday. A lot of folks are going to be off, not thinking, paying attention. Lots of distractions. please go to the website right now. Some of you folks hearing me talk about this 3 weeks ago, the early part of May. I'll catch Corey in the middle of the month. I'll catch it at the end of the month. I'll get it before May is out. May's about to be out. It's that time. For you folks 3 weeks ago saying I'll catch it at the end of the month, it's the end of the month. It's the end of the fundraiser. We're coming to the finish line. Now is the time to step up. HumaneLA.org. That's the website. HumaneLA.org. HumaneLA.org. Go to the website. Let's save some animals, huh? More netting going around the Plaza Tower. Third tallest building in the city. 1001 Howard Avenue at Loyola. Owner Joe Yeager putting more netting around that building. Joe Yeager was rolling pre-corona. Talk about someone just getting crushed by the coronavirus crisis. Rolling along where you're like, how could it stop? Pandemic? You know what I mean? Just almost not believable. Joe Yeager just, about 20 hotels in and around the city, including tens of millions of dollars. They might have been north of 100 mil poured into the Jung on Canal Street. A rebirth of the Jung Hotel. And then French Quarter hotels all over New Orleans, like 20 plus hotels. And then either full-blown ownership or the rights to the old naval facility on Poland Avenue, the power plant on the river by the convention center, the driving range project by the Old Times Picayune, the Plaza Tower building. It's like not believable. Just rolling along. Cash flow, 20 plus hotels, occupied, tourism, convention city, no problems. Every bank in the world ready to lend him money, lining up for it. Then a pandemic hits where there are no tourists. There are no conventioneers. There's no money coming through your hotels. So the cash flow flying through the hotels like an ATM machine spitting out money that easily pays off the bank notes for the hotels and pays off financing and bank notes for other projects for developer Joe Yeager. When that dries up, it's sit and wait, it's refinance your loans, it's talk to the banks, get extensions. Then when all of that dries up, it's time to liquidate some properties. Going to have to get rid of some of these hotels. And that's what Joe Yeager's been doing. And then he got rid of the power plant. And then he got rid of the Times Picayune site where the driving range was going to go, or still may go. And then he relinquished control of the Poland Avenue site. And now he's trying to sell the Plaza Tower. Reportedly three potential buyers. Yeager publicly has said, I am vetting them right now. No, we want this to go down. We want it to be sold. We want a legitimate investor that has the wherewithal, the money to get this project going. Hundreds of construction jobs. Could be over 1,000 in the beginning, but definitely hundreds. And then you're talking dozens and dozens, if not a few hundred permanent jobs. And then just people moving into a new building, businesses going into a new building, tax revenue back into commerce, instead of an ugly, blighted building that just stands out as neglected for years, almost 2 decades now. It's a brand new building that's redone. So keep your fingers crossed that there are 3 potential buyers, that Yeager is vetting them, and that they can get started on this quickly. New Orleans needs it. You've got that South Market district that's popped up, that neighborhood in the last decade. Lots of new buildings, skyscrapers, high rises. It'd be a great complement to that. It's right next door to it. Have it blend in, make it all work seamlessly, where, when I say seamlessly, not like it's looks the same necessarily, but just where You see this modern new investment in the city. Not, hey, this modern new investment in the city, and then look at this blighted building right next to it. Literally right next door. Saya's cow on the trailer in front of their Mandeville store. Saya's, the grocery store, the po' boy shop. The cow sign was stolen. Some jokers inflated the trailer tires and cut the chain and hooked it up, roped it up, pulled it, walked it, did something. Ended up by Mandeville's lakefront. The owner of Saya's says no harm, no foul, no damage. Got it back to the store. It's back home. They're fine. And they said not the first time. This prank, this theft has happened before. Mandeville sheriff handling it right. Handling it like the Saya's folks. No harm, no foul. But reminding folks it is a crime and probably won't be so nice, so lenient next time around. 12-year-old Javier Adrian Fajardo killed by 71-year-old Michael Mansour of Kenner, who drove his ice cream truck into the house where the little boy was playing video games, got crushed and killed. Sad story. The LSU women's basketball team en route or already in Washington, D.C. Tomorrow, they visit the president and the first lady at the White House. Yeah, you right. Got to be an insane entourage there, huh? I mean, the LSU boosters, the folks with money. One of them gets a wild hair where, hey, this is my in to meet the president and first lady. Can shake hands, might get a word in edgewise. Pulling their strings. It's LSU. I mean, Louisiana, so political. And LSU is the number one toy for the politicians. Hey, tonight the Eastern Conference Finals continue. Game 5, Miami back in Boston. 7:30 tip-off on TNT. The Heat lead this series 3-1. The 8-seed Heat lead Boston 3-1. They can close it out tonight, or Boston can force a Game 6. That would be played on Saturday night, and that would be played back in Miami where they could close it out again. They were up 3-0. Boston staying alive, trying to stay alive. Twitter, kind of interesting. I guess because of Tina Turner's passing yesterday at 83, someone must have posted something about Tennessee and Elvis and great musicians. And then someone countered with, man, don't forget about New Jersey, the Boss, and Bon Jovi and all of this. And then it turned into that on Twitter. Finally, I saw Mississippi in its rightful place, at or near the top. And then my number one, Louisiana, and someone going, New Orleans beats New Jersey and Tennessee. By itself, just the city. I ended up posting a bunch of Louisiana acts. Then when I saw the New Orleans post, I posted a bunch of New Orleans acts. It's all true. New Orleans, music capital of the world. Louisiana, because of that, number one. Corey Johnson with you on a Thursday afternoon in New Orleans.
Our Humane May fundraiser is going on right now. In the month of May, we're trying to raise $10,000 for the Humane Society of Louisiana. Donate right now at humanela.org. Outdoor dining, Middle Eastern cuisine, under the oak trees, Lebanon's Cafe, some of the city's finest lamb chops and shish kebab, Carrollton at Jeanette by the streetcar barn, Lebanon's Cafe. The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port NOLA has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day, by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river.
Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
That's what I said. Leidenheimer, that's French for bread. Leidenheimer.
Served in New Orleans' finest restaurants, Leidenheimer French bread.
Hi, this is Joey Helm. My dad, Bunky Helm, had a vision of a locally family-owned store serving the residential and commercial paint needs of New Orleans. I think Dad would be proud of today's Helm Paint and Decorating, and here's why. We have the best technical staff in the business, providing the best color matching service in Southeast Louisiana. Perfect matching for any color and any brand. Then we'll save your colors so you don't have to save those old cans. Helm Paint offers free 2-hour delivery. Our in-store decorators will assist you on deciding what color and type of paint to best showcase your home. But most importantly, as your local independent Benjamin Moore dealer, our products provide the greatest value in the paint industry. Superior coverage, and Benjamin Moore paint simply covers better and lasts longer. New Orleans is a city of vibrant color, and no one else provides the paints of New Orleans like Helm Paint and Decorating. Visit any of our 6 locations or online at helmpaint.com.
Helm Paint, let us steer you right. Helm Paint and Supply.
Not a politician or part of a political machine. Corey Johnson.
I propose that I use what's left of the town treasury to move to a more prosperous town and run for mayor.
In Metro New Orleans on 93.9 FM and 107.9 FM. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria has over 15 specialty sandwiches, a big 10-ounce burger, and some of the best pizza in New Orleans. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview between Canal Boulevard and West End.
Ford F-150, #1 seller in America. What about in the USA? Let's see, what about in the world? Who sells more trucks than Ford? Nobody. It's because the Lamarck team is the real team. All that makes it happen is one goal. Everybody having a great experience at Lamarck Ford. We became #1 for a reason, because we're good. And we need to prove it every day, every deal, all the time.
Being a part of people's lives, from an engagement ring to a wedding band. Before you know it, the wedding day is here, and groom and bride are exchanging gifts on that day. And not too long after that, there's baby gifts to have. And I just enjoy being part of other people's family, saying, Mr. Friend did my engagement ring, and he did my mom and dad's engagement ring. My name is Ken Friend of Friend & Company Fine Jewelers. You've got a friend in the jewelry business.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Every day we broadcast live from the Buddy Delaberto River Cities Total Maintenance Studios. River Cities Total Maintenance, the premier air conditioning and heating operation in the metro area in South Louisiana. They've been at it for 40 plus years with a sterling reputation. Over 30 trucks, over 30 certified techs, honest air conditioning experts that come immediately. Those are the 3 vitals. Those are the 3 important things. Those might be the only 3 things that are necessary when you're dealing with your air conditioning and a problem with your air conditioning. Honest, that's key. Because I don't know about you, I don't want to learn about air conditioning. I want to be able to trust someone unequivocally. And fair and honest Lucas and the boys, incapable of screwing you around, will only do service, repair, or replacement that is absolutely necessary. They're air conditioning experts, meaning they're going to diagnose it right. They're going to diagnose it quickly, correctly, and get the job done right. They're not guessing. They're not trying to figure it out. They've been at it a long time. with hundreds of years of experience with their 30-plus techs. So they're honest, they're experts, they know what they're doing. And then the third and final part, they come immediately because your air conditioning's not working and we're in South Louisiana and it's hot outside. They know you're inconvenienced. They know you're stressed out. They'll get your AC working this afternoon. They'll get it working tonight. Honest air conditioning experts that come immediately. Find them at NOLAAC.com. That's all you really need to remember. Air conditioning problem, NOLAAC.com. AC making a funny noise, NOLAAC.com. Worse, AC not working at all, NOLAAC.com. Every day we broadcast live from the Buddy Diliberto River City's Total Maintenance Studios, NOLAAC.com. They'll take care of you just like they take care of me and my mom and my brother and my sister and some of my best friends. Thursday afternoon edition of the program. Hey, go to the website, humanela.org, and donate. We're trying to save animals, cats and dogs, kittens and puppies, goats and horses. Stop the suffering in Louisiana. Humane Society of Louisiana. We're trying to raise $10,000 in the month of May. By the way, May ends this Wednesday. With the weekend upon us, that's a distraction enough. And then Monday, the Memorial Day holiday, we are really right at the end of our fundraiser, and we really need you to step up. HumaneLA.org. HumaneLA.org. Boy, when we get to the end of the month of May and Memorial Day, it means Greek Fest. We just keep rolling along. Tomorrow, the gates open at 5 p.m. It's $10 a head. Kids 12 and under get in free. $10 each. That's it. $10. Greek Fest is great. It's compact. It's a lot of stuff jammed into that space. It's authentic as can be. They don't sell out. They don't have, festival food like hot dogs and hamburgers. They don't have crawfish pies. They don't have like Louisiana food. They have Greek food, Greek delicacies, Greek specialties like lamb and all kind of other good stuff. And then they didn't sell out and bring in local music acts. It's Greek music, Greek bands, Greek music brought in from around the country, even from Greece. And then the cathedral, the big, multi-purpose building, the Hellenic Cultural Center with everything going on in there. It's just a great festival. You won't be disappointed. They go tomorrow from 5 p.m. till 11. They go Saturday, 11 till 11. It's really nice being out on the bayou at 9, 10 at night. And then on Sunday, they go 11 till 8 p.m. Greek Fest this weekend. Wow. I mean, it doesn't stop. Bayou Boogaloo last weekend, Greek Fest. I think next week, Tomato Fest, if I'm not mistaken. Festival City. I'd say USA, but it's Festival City of the world. Speaking of crawfish and those yummy creatures, I had some good crawfish dishes this year that I never had before in my life. 2 of them were at Brightson's. I had the crawfish and corn soup at Brightson's about a month ago. So good. And then Brightson had crawfish etouffee as a special. And I love crawfish etouffee. The problem with crawfish etouffee, it's like jambalaya. 9 out of 10 versions of it are terrible. It's an abused dish. People just make it. They make it fast, quick, some kit or, box recipe. It's terrible. But something like a Brightson's chef-driven etouffee, that's special, old school. And it was so good. Got that a couple of times. Got it one night as a special. And then a couple of nights later, I got 2 of those and made it my entree. And then I went to La Boca Steakhouse, and they had a crawfish empanada, which essentially was just like the one of the best crawfish pies I've ever eaten in my life. So it was a good crawfish season, not just the boiled crawfish, but so many great dishes with local, fresh crawfish. Crawfish season winding down at your local Rouse's, live from the sack, ready for you to bring home and boil. They got you covered at Rouse's. Hot from the pot, ready for you to eat. Oh, boy, I say eat, and Blue Boy starts barking. Yeah, they got that going for you, too, at each and every Rouse's. Hot from the pot, ready to eat. Live from the sack, ready to boil. Best quality, best price. Rouse's Market. Crawfish season winding down. Hey, I'll see you tomorrow, Fantasy Friday, 4 p.m. Mañana.
You're on the neutral ground with Corey Johnson. On TV on Cox Channel 4 and Spectrum Channel 333. Also on YouTube. On radio at NOLA Talk 93.9 FM, WSLA New Orleans.
Hi, it's Ken Friend from Friend & Company Fine Jewelers. You've got a friend in the jewelry business. Come see us over on Maple Street in Uptown.
Friend & Company Fine Jewelers, Breitling time, 6 p.m.